What is up, you guys? In today's video, I want to walk you through how to build your own custom furniture company while you're also working a full-time job. Let's dive into it. All right, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the podcast. As always, I'm your host, Zach Vaught, and if you don't have any idea who I am, I started my woodworking business in 2017. In my garage, had no idea what I was doing from a business perspective. I just knew that I wanted to build stuff, right? And through a lot of trial and error, a lot of late nights, a lot of struggling financially, eventually developed some business principles that really helped me scale my woodworking business to over $70,000 per month. We had a team of 6 or 7 employees. We had a 6,600 square foot shop, a showroom, and I sold that business back in the beginning of 2024. But since 2022, I've been helping people just like you start and grow custom furniture companies and woodworking companies. And so in today's video, I want to walk you through how to build a woodworking business with a full-time job. By the way, the one thing that I didn't just mention was that I had a full-time job the entire time that I built that business. And so I want to walk you through some principles that have really been helpful for me and some things that you need to consider if you're trying to build anything meaningful in your woodworking or custom furniture business while working a full-time job. The first thing that I want to just kind of start off by saying is that to grow anything means that it becomes bigger and more difficult to manage. Right? So if you want to grow something, by nature, with growth comes complexity and an increased workload, right? So if you only write 1 order a month, you only got to fulfill on 1 order a month. But if you write 10 orders a month, you got to fulfill on 10 orders a month. And so as a custom furniture company, custom furniture business owner, you need to know that. Like, you need to fully embrace the fact that if I'm going to try to grow something, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult to grow, but then it's going to be difficult to actually do the work. So you need to come to terms with that. I think this is one of the things that a lot of people don't necessarily come to terms with. We've had guys that have jumped into the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. We start actively growing their business, right? They come in, they're like, you know, if I'm doing 15 or 20 grand in a year or two, I'd be super happy. Well, 90 days in, they're doing 20 grand a month, right? Well, they're like, what do I do? How do I get this stuff done? They mentally weren't ready for the growth. And so you got to have a plan for growth. But then you just have to also come to terms with that. With growth comes difficulty. Growth is not always super fun. Just to be candid, growing businesses is a difficult thing to do. Winning is fun, but there's a lot of stress and a lot of challenges that come with growing a business. So just to shoot you straight here, that's what you need to expect, okay? Hey, I interrupt this video real quick to let you know about our Win Your Money Back challenge that we currently have going on inside of the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. We have never eliminated the risk to joining quite like this. And the reason that we're doing this is that we have found that there's a few things that all of our most successful clients have done. And so if you come into the Woodworking Business Accelerator program and you do a couple things that we know are going to generate results for you, and you generate just $5,000 in new custom furniture sales as a result of the program, we're going to give you all of that money back, right? We're literally going to give you your money back to incentivize you to do the necessary action to drive results. And so click the link below, check out the Win Your Money Back challenge. There's never been a better time to join with less risk than right now. So be sure to check that out. And with that, let's jump back in the video. So the one thing that you basically need to decide when it comes to, I'm working a full-time job, I'm trying to grow this business, I have limited time, limited resources, is that you are always paying for something with money or with time. Everything in our life, we're paying for it in money or in time. These are the 2 most valuable resources that you have in terms of economics, right? So in terms of your job, growing businesses, what have you. So when it comes to growing a custom furniture company, you're either going to talk to every single person or you're going to pay somebody to talk to every single person. You're either going to sell or you're going to pay somebody to sell. You're either going to build it all yourself or you're going to pay for somebody to build it all. The one thing that I think a lot of guys really struggle with when they are growing their custom furniture company is that their identity is founded in the fact that they're a craftsman, not that they're a business owner. And so they carry the burden of they have to build everything. If I don't build it, then I'm a fraud, I'm a phony, right? But you can't build sustainable companies doing everything yourself, right? This is a tale as old as time, right? You have to learn to give away responsibility and delegate. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through what aspects of your business should you give away? Which aspects of your business should you delegate? And I'll start by just sharing some of my story with you. And so I started my woodworking business in 2017. Like I said, really didn't know what I was doing. Had to go back and get another job. I had to go get another job to continue to provide stability for my house. I had a wife of about 18 months. We just had our baby boy. We had just bought a new house. right? We had all these responsibilities and commitments, and I needed stability. So I went and got another full-time job. Well, in that, I was still trying to keep the woodworking business alive. I didn't want to just shut it down and kill it. I wanted to keep moving forward and with momentum. And so I had to determine, do I want to sacrifice my time to move this forward, or do I want to sacrifice some profitability in order to move it forward? And so my recommendation for most people that have full-time jobs that are trying to grow woodworking businesses or custom furniture businesses is sacrifice a little profitability to keep momentum moving. What happens is a lot of guys, they get discouraged because they get too busy, they run out of bandwidth, they're trying to work a full-time job, they're trying to be a husband, they're trying to be a father, be a well-rounded human, and they're just burning the candle at both ends, and they end up just shutting the business down. What sucks about that, and what is so sad to me about that, is if they had just had the wherewithal to hire somebody, even part-time, if they had had the wherewithal to outsource a little bit of the manufacturing process, then they would have been able to get a lot of their time back. They'd have given up some profitability, yes, but they would have been able to keep the business moving forward into something that could eventually replace their full-time income or supplement it in a massive way, right? And so my story is that when I got a full-time job, I hired a part-time employee. I was only writing maybe 1 or 2 orders a month at the time. I really didn't have a great marketing strategy. I didn't know how to grow the business. I was learning as I was going. But when I would get an order, I would just reach out to my guy and say, hey, I got this order. We need to start making moves on it next week. Let me know what hours you're available, right? And so I would have him either work at my home, my garage. This was a young man that I trusted, or the place where I got my job was actually another manufacturing company, and they had a bunch of woodworking equipment and different things. And so we could actually sometimes build tables there. That's really how I kept the ball moving while working a full-time job, working 40 or 50 hours a week, traveling all over the place, had a brand new baby boy at the house and a wife that I wasn't married to very long. This is how I kept my dreams alive and kept it moving forward while working a full-time and maintaining my responsibility as a husband and a father and a provider. So another thing I just want to share with you is that we have a ton of guys inside of the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. And candidly, most of our most successful guys are also full-time employees somewhere else. We have some guys that do this full-time, they crush it, they do a great job. We have several of them. But we also have a lot of clients that do extremely well with a full-time job while building this on the side. And so one of the things that I'll just tell you is that it's a huge advantage when it comes to cash flow and being able to reinvest back into your business. If you're having to pull money out of your business to provide for you and your family, you're not going to have as many resources to reinvest into the business and keep the business moving forward, right? So the one thing I would just say is if you can work a full-time job and it doesn't absolutely crush you to start hiring people, making moves inside of your woodworking business, it's a great way to grow and have more capital inside of the business and keep more capital in the business so that you can invest it into employees, into better processes, better tools, better shop, et cetera, et cetera. So to kind of wrap this video up, the main question you have to ask yourself is, do I want to sacrifice with my time or do I want to sacrifice with profitability? My recommendation for those of you that are trying to grow and continue to work a full-time job is sacrifice some profitability, get a part-time or a full-time guy that would do all of your manufacturing for you, or outsource the more detailed or intricate parts of every build, or the finishing, or the things that slow you down the most. And so one of the things I just want to help you understand is if you're building a business and the business is going to stand on its own, which again, by the way, is a healthier business than it just being all about you, then it doesn't matter who does the work as long as the quality is right. So a lot of you guys are watching this right now and you're like, I can't imagine outsourcing. I can't imagine hiring somebody else to do what only I can do, right? And I used to believe and think this exact same way. But one of the most powerful tools that you'll ever get in your life is leverage. And you have no leverage when you are the one that has to do everything all the time. Right? And so if you're watching this, you're trying to work a full-time job, trying to grow a woodworking business, and you're burnt out, you're frustrated with the marketing and sales side of things, you're frustrated with trying to get it all built and out the door, then I want to encourage you, outsource something, give something away, sacrifice a little bit of profitability, keep momentum going while you build the business. And so with that, another great resource to you is if you are trying to grow and you need help, let us be a strategic partner with you. Let us come alongside you. We don't try to tell you what your goals or your vision should be for your business. We just ask you what they are, and then we help you achieve them inside of the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. So if you're watching this and you're like, man, I need some help with marketing and sales, I need some help getting my brand off the ground, I want to encourage you, check out the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. It's the third link in the description below. Fill out the application, and then after that, you'll be redirected to schedule a call with me or a member of my team. I would love to connect with you, see if we could be of benefit to you, helping you with your custom furniture company. And so with that, I'm going to wrap this video up. Love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next one.